Well, hello there, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a new pick card reading. This one is going to be about words of encouragement on behalf of Spirit. If that's something you're interested in, grab a seat, make yourself comfortable. We're gonna be diving in. Today's reading is gonna be pretty chill. I wanted it to be about words of encouragement, something to make us feel comfy. Obviously, if there are other messages that come through which aren't necessarily related to that, they're still gonna be channeled. So got that. You're only gonna get what gets channeled. And yeah, before we jump right in, just keep in mind that if you enjoy this content, please like it and subscribe so you don't miss out when I post new videos like so. And with that being said, let's get into it. Today we have 3 groups in front of us to be choosing from, and as always with any tarot pick a card reading, I'm going to be asking you to be tuning into your intuition so as to feel which pile you feel the most drawn to. All piles in the plural, whatever pile or piles you feel the most drawn to is going to be the one which hold the message that you're meant to be hearing right now. That's why if you're feeling drawn to more than one pile, probably mean that there are more than one message for you to be hearing at this moment. So you can choose the pile depending on the number of the pile, the crystals, which we're going to be presenting right now. So for pile number 1, we have a chunk of rose quartz here. Your pile number 2 is going to be the Labradorite. And pile number 3 is going to be this piece of Shungite. Not so much of a crystal, more of a mineral, this one. But yeah, take your time, pause the video if you need it to choose your pile. Choose what pile you feel the most drawn to, and once that's done, you can fast forward directly to the timestamps. The timestamp of your reading provided down below, either in the description box or the pinned comment, so that you can fast forward, skip directly to your reading. I'm gonna be seeing you there. Hey, hello there, pile number 1. You're up. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're curious about this message. Hope you're excited as much as I am. If pile 1, if you chose this beautiful chunk of rose quartz, that's gonna be your reading. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. There we go. I'm gonna start with the tarot. Pile 1, there's a feeling of exhaustion in the air, like tiredness, boredom even. Something which has been lingering for a while. Spirit, tell us, what kind of words of encouragement can we have for pile number 1? Yep, just 2 ones. 1 or 2 other cards, please. What kind of words of encouragement can we have for pile number 1? Yep. This one, okay. Take on reverse. Yep. So, pile number 1, what cards do we have for you? We have the 4 of Wands, which kind of makes sense with what I was picking up on already. The Sun card. Have the Page of Wands, the World, and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. It's funny, we have like minor arcana, major arcana, minor arcana, major arcana, minor arcana. So what do we have? Well, 4 of Wands. It straight up makes me feel the kind of thing I was picking up on already. It's like there's a feeling of exhaustion. There's a feeling of something taking way longer than it quote-unquote should. It's like there's something taking a very long time in our lives and we're just, when the hell is it gonna come to an end? Honestly, honest question. Because it really makes me feel, especially with the image around this deck, is like the card of liberation, the card of breaking free from something. The card also of celebration, celebrating something, celebrating not so much the ending here, but more like the beginning of something new. Like, we're happy that whatever was taking its sweet time has finally come to an end. And now we can move on and celebrate a new beginning, something new. But yeah, it just feels like this strong sense of it just will not end, and that's driving us nuts. What's going on? With the Sun card, the Sun card is, if not the most positive card that you can have in tarot, which is fun to have next to this card that evoked these feelings right now, because these feelings feel almost lethargic to a certain extent. It's like it feels so slow, so sluggish, like it's not going anywhere. Longing for something new, longing for a future that we're not seeing, that some of us may even have lost a little bit of hope, honestly. Yeah, it doesn't feel fun to be in this state, and right next to it we got the Sun. Which, to the opposite, is like the most joyful card you can have. It's like the dancing card, is the one which is happy, which is having fun, which is radiating. It's the warmth, it's the fun, yet again. I'm definitely sensing that this sense of fun and this spark for life is something that you've been after for a while. Especially since we have the Page of Wands coming after, which deals with passion. It's definitely throwing me back to a past reading, actually, that I've done. I feel like my previous reading, there was a group that had a very, very, very similar theme to this one. That's interesting. Perhaps you may coming from there. Perhaps you may have seen this one before. But whatever. It's like, it generally feels like, yeah, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of fun, there's a longing for laughters, for warm friendships, for good times, honestly. And Page of Wands deals with, here, our passion. Just us playing, us being playful, us having fun with something new, with a passion. It could be a new passion, but it not necessarily a passion, although it very well could be for some of you, but more like for a more general point of view, is like, yeah, a new spark, something that really sets on fire, a renewal of our will to live, if it makes sense. It's just like the sensation I'm getting from this card is just waking up in the morning feeling so excited for everything that we know we got planned for the day, because we're so in love with everything we know is going to be happening that we just can't wait to get off bed. It's that kind of sensation I'm getting here. And these two together, this fun, these laughters, these beautiful relationships, this excitement, this passion, this will to live, to get off bed, is definitely clashing with this energy. It almost feels like, yeah, it feels like we've been like walking with a heavy luggage for the past, I don't know how much time. But it definitely feels like, yeah, we've been carrying a heavy load on our shoulders, which have been pulling us down, honestly. It's like these heavy emotions that I'm sensing, they're definitely not you, and kid you not, probably not yours either. It feels like you're carrying something that you cannot bring with you. It's like you go to the airport and your luggage is too heavy. It cannot come with you. It doesn't get the checks right. Your luggage must be left behind, because these energies are completely incompatible. It's like, it feels like day and night, honestly. It feels like you cannot have both at the same time, so you'll have to make a choice there. And definitely feels that these energies is what you're letting go of at this moment. And that's where the encouragement comes in, is like, Spirit wants you to know definitely that what you're doing is sensational, is very amazing, and is beautiful. These stars that you're aiming for are not that far away from you. Some of you may be putting this state of being, this state of living life, very happy and positive, on a pedestal. But the sensation is very much here, like, it's not that far away from you, actually. It's completely doable. It's just that this will take you to sacrifice the heavy load that you've been carrying around this whole time. And that's where it's like Spirit is so proud of you, of the fact that you're doing the work right now, because it really feels like this is something you're quite aware of, something you've been on for a while now. I don't feel like a lot of you have been thinking about this situation, this pattern. Some of you may have been doing the work, some of you may have been going to therapy, whatever really, but some of you may just have been thinking about it, honestly, feeling into it. But I genuinely feel that most of you are completely aware of what's going on, if not all of you. It's like you're aware of what is this heaviness and what is it, this thing that cannot come with you, and you're aware that if this thing is lingering into your life, is because it's got something beneficial for you. It's like you cannot just cut the cord straight away and goodbye. It's like there's a part of you that is rescuing there. There's very much feels like integrating a past version of ourselves. It's like it's not something we can just get rid of. It's one of our shadows to be integrated. But yeah, most of you are aware of it, and yet again, it's very like so proud and telling you that you totally got this, even when you're feeling the lows and that it feels like that you're feeling the doubts and all of that. Spirit is telling these things that you're aiming at that almost feel too big when you're feeling in the lows, they're very, very close to you, actually, much closer than what you may be realizing. It's just that, yeah, you're doing the work necessary. There's definitely something that needs to be figured out. There's a lie that needs to be confronted. Someone else's opinion that needs to be let go of. But it's like, then generally feels like confusion, like you having unexpectedly, maybe not the right word, you have taken on someone else's lie or illusion without meaning it and without realizing it. I generally feel like you've been walking with this very distorted, confused energy, because it's just this perception of life, this paradigm does not suit you at all. But somehow there's a part of you which is still entangled in it. And that's why the work has been necessary here. But yeah, yet again, spirits are saying like you're very close to it. You're very close to that which you've been aiming for. Oof. Here we got the World and the Nine of Pentacles. The World card is definitely like the card of completion. It's the last of the major arcanas. The World of it's the card of completion. It's the card of wholeness. It's the card where we feel just so complete and whole, which in this context kind of makes sense, you know? Once we release whatever we're carrying, even before we realize that we're embracing once again automatically without even thinking about it all of these beautiful energies, this just joy of living and this reunion with our excitement, with our passion, even before that we feel whole, we feel complete, because it just feels like, yeah, you're understanding yourself in a new light. You have rediscovered a part of you that was very well hidden, to say the least, very well entangled in these past patterns, but at the same time, like, such a beautiful part of your truth. So such a beautiful thing to be aware that you have, like, something to be proud of having integrated. I hope it makes sense, but there's definitely the sense of, yeah, it's like you're setting yourself up for that, for integration, for the peace of the wholeness, where there isn't the stress of having to figure it out, because all of a sudden we see clearly what the hell was going on, because it's no longer an illusion since we see right through it. That's definitely what it is. It's like it's the sensation that there's been an illusion going on without us even really being aware of it, and we're piercing through it. We're seeing clearly what the hell has actually been going on, and as such being able to decide and to see what is ours, what is not ours, most of it not being ours, making these healthy choices, putting these healthy boundaries for ourselves, and feeling whole once again. and realizing that we're doing so just opened the doors for all of these beautiful energies. So that is awesome. The Nine of Pentacles is giving you an interesting energy. It's giving me the energy of maturity. And maturity can definitely be a bit of a triggering word because it can mean a little bit like nothing and everything. But in this context, it generally makes me feel maturity in relationship to this. As in, because here we're definitely dealing with a sense of there's a pattern, there's a wound, and there's a beautiful bubble of lies, smoky illusions around it. This part of us which is in the pattern feels very, very young. And it generally feels like this is a very important part of us that could not grow up. I don't know if you catch my drift on this one. But yeah, it definitely feels like this is a part of us that stood stuck in time. And so a lot of the stress that may be stemming from this situation is due to the fact that now this quote-unquote kid of ours doesn't know how to handle the situation at hand because they're so young, because they could not grow up, because they stood stuck in this situation long ago. Us breaking through this pattern, seeing through these illusions, being whole once again, opening the doors for all of these beautiful things is also opening the door to, well, this part of us coming back in us reintegrating it more precisely, and as such, us accessing a new sense of maturity. Now this part of us is no longer stuck in past and has been able to mature. And it's definitely giving me the sense that, yeah, there is a very important aspect of you which is reaching maturity through this. And through this sensation of quote-unquote maturity, I'm re-getting the sense of confidence, to be honest. Feeling confident in oneself, definitely. Feeling confident, not feeling debilitated in regards to one area or another in our lives. Feels like genuine confidence. It feels like genuine trust in our capacities, our capabilities. Yeah, confidence in ourselves. That is beautiful, honestly. Whoop, the camera. There we go. Well, that's an energy and a half. But yeah, like, I'm generally sensing that this is like spirit just showing us what's ahead, basically, which makes perfect sense. Honestly, it just feels like the natural steps of a healing journey here. But I'm definitely getting the message that it's not the time to quit now. Yes, it may feel like it's been going on for a while. Some of you may feel like it's been going on for years, because it totally could have, to a certain extent. But it's like Spirit saying, hey, you are not meant to live in this dark hole or foggy place. That's not what you're meant for, and you know that because you have these dreams, because you feel it within you, these energies within yourself, and you're coming out of this. And that is very honorable. That is beautiful. Takes a lot of strength, a lot of patience, and a lot of compassion with oneself to do what you're doing. So Spirit is just saying, like, you totally got this, don't quit now, because you're so close of what you're aiming for. And that is beautiful. I'm so happy that it's coming to an end for you, honestly, because it really does not feel like a happy place to be in. Let's see if we got some oracle cards now. Yup. Gotta take these 3 ones. Okay. Sacred mirrors, you are epic. Prosperity, sister, happiness and joy. Yeah, I'm genuinely sensing that this moment that you're going through, this period, this momentary chapter of your life where it feels like things don't make sense because we're navigating foggy territories. It generally feels like it's, amongst many things, it's not just for you to release this pattern, it's also just for you to discover so much more about yourself. It generally feels like there is such a treasure at the end of the road here. it may feel like everything. It may feel very unpleasant. There could be many emotions coming up to the surface right now. But it generally feels like there's such an invaluable treasure at the end of the road. Something that once you discover, you'll be like, oh, that was completely worth it. That was worth every single moment of it. And it generally feels like it's something about you. It's like you realizing how beautiful you are, so much more than you thought you were, how more powerful you are than what you thought. Generally feels like, yeah, you recognizing much more of yourself and realizing that you are so much more of a badass than what you thought. Really making me lean into the, yeah, this card, you are epic. It's like you're epic and you don't even realize it right now. That's okay. Your mind is occupied with other things. But it's just definitely something that you're realizing, like you're such a freaking amazing being, and that's something that will make itself completely obvious at the end of the, as like part of the healing process will be you realizing this. So that is very beautiful. Prosperity, sister, and happiness, joy, and blah blah blah. I'm generally sensing that through this process you are unlocking new and better ways of living and gliding through life more effortlessly. You anchoring more into this happiness and joy, as we were tuning into before, like with the Sun card and the Page of Wands. Definitely, I genuinely feel you having a much happier stance on life, and as such, you having a much easier time gliding through life. That's something to look forward to. If things have felt a little hard lately, perhaps the blockages were actually you feeling bad. You know, when we're in a happier mind space, when we're happier in our hearts, all of a sudden we see more clearly, our vision is more open, and we're more likely to pick on the right opportunities for us. Same opportunities that we wouldn't necessarily be seeing if we're feeling awful. So that's the thing that Spirit is also wanting to indicate, is like, don't you worry, because from now on things gonna feel easier. If things have felt a little hard in the past, don't you worry. They got you. We've got you. Well, beautiful reading, honestly. This one felt a little intense on the emotional side, but hey, I think it was necessary for some. So yeah, thank you so much for having shared space with me today. That was a lovely reading. It feels like it's gonna be hitting hard, but honestly, I hope it was helpful. I hope it was beneficial. I hope that I helped you feel a little better. I hope that perhaps it brought a little bit of clarity. Yeah, sending you so much love with all of your work, and wishing you to enjoy all of this happiness headed your way. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated, what were your thoughts about it. I'd love to read about that. But yeah, in the meanwhile, thank you so much once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye. Hey, pal number 2, you're up. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're excited about the messages as much as I am. I hope you're ready. I hope you're comfortable. If part 2 you chose this beautiful Labradorite, that's gonna be your reading. So let's get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna begin with the tarot as always. Yep, cards flying. So, pile number 2, what words of encouragement can we be expecting for you? Enough cards already. What do we got? We have the Sun, which just popped up for the group number 1, as well as the 7 of Swords. Got the 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Chariot. Okay. What do we got going on here? I'm hearing envy and jealousy on behalf of someone towards you. So like, the card which is sticking out to me the most is the 7 of Swords, which deals with like betrayal and backstabbing. it's very inspiring me envy here, like someone being envious of you, envious of your success. Perhaps the feeling that someone is sabotaging you. Well, I'm sorry if that's the case. What's going on here? I genuinely feel like with the sun cards that you're just living your best life, honestly, and that's triggering someone around you. With the sun card, I generally feel you're like, yeah, living your best life, having fun, smiling, and just being happy. And there's someone in your surroundings, I generally feel like it's specifically a person in the singular form. There could be people involved, but the problem seems to be coming from one person. And I generally feel like they, for whatever reason, whatever insecurities they have, cannot stand you being happy. It's like, how dare they be? How does pile 2 dare being happy when I am going through this, and that? That's a very yucky energy I'm picking up on their behalf. I'm hearing for some of you, it may be dealing with romantic partnership, like an ex of a kind, something like that. That feels very specific, but perhaps it's relevant for some of you. Yeah, just you living your best life and being happy, and someone being terribly envious. And I genuinely feel that, besides the obvious downside of them being negatively focused towards you, I don't know if they act upon their jealousy, but I genuinely feel that, yeah, it's simply not a fun energy to have around you in your life. It's like, we don't want that. We truly don't want that. With the Ten of Pentacles, I'm definitely sensing that there may be something around finances or material goods, material possessions. It feels almost like I'm getting this image of when there's a divorce between, like, two people are divorcing and they have to split the furnitures. It feels like there's an issue. There could be an issue revolving around physical goods as well here. But there's also an opportunity for an increase in income for some of you. There's generally, what am I picking up here? There's generally a sense, there's an energy revolving around finances or material goods. The sensation of doing good, because I generally feel that in your energy, you are feeling good, at least in their eyes, but I can tell that, yeah, you are something that perhaps you've had a history with that person, and you've just pushed them out of your way, and that today you're just happy to be you. You're just in this energy of, it's like, okay, sure, maybe not everything is perfect, but you're happy and you're doing great. And perhaps there's a lot of beautiful opportunities. I feel like that may not be already the case here, so perhaps it's just opportunities at this moment, but I feel like there is a huge opening for you when it comes to finances and physical possessions in some kind of way, shape, or form. It could be dealing with career, an opportunity in your career, but not necessarily. I genuinely do feel that, yeah, there is like not just you feeling good, but also you doing good in your material world. And that's definitely something that is triggering for some reason this person. And I'm generally sensing that, yeah, Spirit is like, you deserve better than to have these kind of people around you. But on another end, oh, maybe not all of you are aware of that, but it's going to be a good exercise of awareness exercise. It's like, Spirit is definitely here with the Hermit card, like one of the first few things I picked up on already is like boundaries. It's like this experience, I feel like some of you may be telling yourself that you're ignoring this person. That generally means that you're in denial about it. It's okay, by the way. There's no shame in that. But I generally do feel that there are a lot of you who are in denial about this situation, because perhaps for many of you, this person is not proactive in their envy. They're just, you can feel that they're not a good influence, but they're not necessarily acting upon it, and so it's easy to just deny it and pretend that it doesn't exist. But I can generally feel that this energy is not going to go away on its own. And Spirit is reinforcing the idea. It's like this person is not meant to go away on their own, because there's a beautiful lesson for you here, actually, which deals with boundaries. With this Sun card, I'm generally sensing this energy of very fluttery, energy of wanting to be friends with everybody. And it's like there's a difference between being naive because you have good intentions, you know. Yet again, is the point is not shame, so if that's what you're feeling, please be aware of that. There is a difference between loving yourself and being naive. There's a difference between loving yourself and just wanting to be friends with the entire world when it's obvious that not everyone should be around. It's like, if you love both fish and sharks, you love fish so much because they're so colorful, and you love having aquariums in your place, but you also love sharks so much because it's an animal that fascinates you and you find them so silly and so intriguing and interesting. If you love them both, you will know better than putting them together. Do you catch my drift? If you love them both, you will know better than putting them together. For obvious reasons. It's like the same analogy could be used like, oh yeah, I have a cat at my place and I would love to get a bird. And it's like, I am aware that my cat is not trained actually to not chase a bird and not see a bird as a prey. Then what? Do you just take the bird and because hell yeah? If you love them both, you may realize that sometimes what's in the best interest of them both is not to put them together. And that's definitely what I'm dealing here. It's like, there's a beautiful lesson here for you to be tuning into this part of you which seems to be in denial about the fact that there's a hater around, and to realize like this denial I'm sensing is definitely stemming from the fact that it's hurting to know that there's a hater around. It's hurting to feel that there's someone hating, because this part of you would like to be friends with everyone. Spirit is genuinely like encouraging you. It's like this situation feels much more dramatic than it actually is because you have so much power over it. The only thing is that you're not realizing it. So good thing you stumbled upon this reading, I guess. But Spirit is generally sensing is like you completely got this, even if it feels like nothing is in your control. Trust me, everything is in your control actually. You just need to realize that, which I'm going to be speaking about right now, because this is when you realize that all the power is actually within your hands. There is a part of you definitely here who feels, yeah, pain relative to the knowing that there is a hater around. Okay, this we already said. And that's where the denial comes from. It's like, I don't know what to do about it, so I'm just gonna deny it. Well, it's understandable. You're also realizing that it's not really bringing you that far with that person. The thing is to tune into this part of you, this very joyful part of you, and realizing that what is it that it's looking for through this being liked by everyone? What is it that they're looking for? Most of you will realize that what they're looking for is love. They're not wanting to actually be liked with everyone. It's just a part of you that needs to feel the love. Guess what? You can love yourself. And by this, I mean you can take the time to realize how beautiful joyful, and just how much of a light in this world this part of you is, and really start giving it the love it's been longing for. Because I'm generally sensing that what this part of you is longing for has nothing to do with this person, but it's like the only reason to why this person is still in your life is because you haven't kicked them out firmly. And that's the thing. The situation will not come to an end until you are very firm and very clear with this person. As in, you get out of my life. This person's not going to go away on their own. You may pray all you want. It's not that God is not hearing you. It's not that God is not answering your prayers. It's that God is wanting to teach you to stand up for yourself. And standing up for yourself doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to be loved. Quite the opposite. Standing up for yourself is the proof that you love yourself. Is the proof that you're not going to allow the things that make you feel uneasy. And that's definitely what I'm sensing here. It's like there is so much power within your hands, and I'm definitely sensing that this person is operating in the shadows because they want to explicitly avoid confrontation with you, because somehow they're scared and somehow they realize that as much as they're envious, they actually cannot do anything in your life. So they're just hating from a distance. And I'm definitely feeling that this is what you feel. It's like, yeah, you feel that this person hates you, but you also feel that this person is very distant. They're not very upfront about it. But it will end the moment you actually walk up to them and say, stop, no more. I'm done with you. I'm done with your stuff. I'm done with your shoe. Go back home. Or start hating on someone else, because I ain't got room for that in my life. But that is very much about you realizing the reason to why you haven't done it so far is because, yeah, but if I do that, it means that I'm not wanting to be loved by everyone. It's like the love of everyone does not matter, especially that this part of you doesn't seem to be looking for love. It's only looking for affection at this point. I don't even know if this part of you knows what love is, actually. It's just like that which you are chasing is something you can easily offer yourself. So it's just a game of being present with yourself and reframing that kicking someone out of your life is actually a proof of self-love. And that's the boundaries. It's I love myself, and as such I will not tolerate this kind of behavior around me. The Chariot is definitely the last card. Is like that's you, that's your strength, that's you moving forward, that's you honoring your boundaries, that's you rising. It's like you have such a tremendous amount of power and confidence within, which has been locked behind this part of you who I will say almost feels codependent. It's not codependency per se, but it feels a little like that. It's like, I just want everyone to like me because I feel like I haven't been liked in the past, because I feel like I haven't received that much affection in the past. And now I'm craving it so much that I'm going to be outsourcing from everywhere I can, and no way in hell I'm going to be protecting myself, because I want to offer myself all the chances to be liked, even by the people who clearly will not. It's very much that. It's like taking the time to see what's going on within you, realizing that this love that you're looking for is not something that anyone else will be able to offer you but yourself. And that feels much more powerful all of a sudden. It's like, no, there's a difference between enjoying someone's presence and craving them. One feels good, the latter feels awful, actually. I mean, it feels good to the mind, to the ego, satisfies the craving, but if you're honest with yourself, deep down, it feels awful. Because this craving, this hole within ourselves is not something that anyone can feel but ourselves. That's definitely where your attention is being required right now. And yet again, Spirit is like very supportive, saying that you totally got this. It's like you 100% got this. The situation does not feel that heavy. It may feel heavy to you because you're being confronted to something that perhaps you may not have been wanting to look at for a while. That's why it may feel like a lot. But I generally feel that the situation is actually not that dramatic. So just know that the scary monster feels much bigger when we're not looking at it. Whereas when we're courageous enough to shine the flashlight under the bed, we realize that there's no monster. Or perhaps it was a tiny little critter all along that may be even very cute. Who knows? We will not know until we shine the light there. So that's why I feel like, yeah, perhaps there's some challenging emotions coming up to the surface, but first of all, you totally got this. And second of all, there's so much power to be discovered, to be realized. You are so much more powerful than what you realize. It's just that it's been hidden away because of this part of you. So it's just time to question that. How can you provide this love that you've been looking for? This love you do not need. You do not need to crave it from the outside. You do not need to sacrifice your boundaries and your happiness for that. Wanting to pick up some oracle cards here. Whoop, and they went flying. Give me a second. Where are you? You here? I even got stuck. Oh my god, I got bitten by mosquitoes while I was doing the reading. Ugh. That's okay. We'll deal with that later. Integrate your knowing the now. I want one more actually. This one. Beautiful. This one is cute. Integrate your knowing the now. Bliss is worth creating for. I'm generally sensing that this situation is something that you've been made aware of already. You're already aware that there's something funky going on with this naivety within you. It's like, it feels like there are two energies entangled into one another. On one end, there is this happiness, this joy for life, and another one, there's the naivety. They're not the same. Okay, it's very good for you and healthy to be happy, don't get me wrong. The problem is this naivety, which is coming in the way of your boundaries, which is coming in the way of you standing up for yourself. That is the issue, but that is something that I feel like you've already been made aware of. You already know that this has been going on. And so it's just a matter of tuning in and looking at it. I generally feel that it's very much being held on a silver platter in front of you right now. I generally feel that this is something which is like you're just on the verge of integrating that. You're just on the verge of making these beautiful realizations. Yet again, it feels like so underwhelming. When I actually look at the energy of what's going on, it feels very underwhelming compared to how you feel it. The monster feels much bigger when you're not looking at it. It's definitely what I'm getting here. So it's like, please take the time to tune in and to see this beautiful part of you and to discover what it needs. What are your needs? Discover how you can finally meet them and realize that, yeah, life is much more beautiful this way. And it's not meant to be about sacrificing your happiness, to exchanging happiness for boundaries or something like that. And definitely, like, bliss is worth creating from is like, you're definitely gonna grow much happier through this experience, because all of a sudden you're gonna realize that there is no sacrificing happiness for someone else, for someone else's presence. If you can provide yourself with the love that you've been longing for, all of a sudden you do not need someone else. It's just a pleasure if you're around someone else. As such, there is no tolerating someone else's bad behaviors. There is no tolerating someone else's bad behaviors, and I'm definitely feel that this is gonna make you grow even more happy. So that is beautiful. I am so happy for this reading. Honestly, yeah, it may feel challenging, but you totally got this. So just keep going, because you're on the brink of it. You're on the brink of it all. Yeah, I'm wishing you so much love and all the best in this integration. I wish you to kick the ass of whatever this person is doing. And yeah, please let me know down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated, whatever are your thoughts. I'd love to read about it. And yeah, I was an honor to be reading for you. Thank you for having shared space with me. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Until then, take care. Goodbye. Well, hello there, Pal 3. How are you doing? You're up. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're well relaxed, that you're enjoying your day. I hope that you are curious about these messages. If part 3 features this beautiful piece of Shungite, that's going to be your reading, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Okay, word of encouragement for pile number 3. Please, Spirit, what kind of words of encouragement can we be having for pile number 3? Let's see what we got here. Yep. 4's enough. Okay. We got Temperance, the 7 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Okay. There's a, well, starting with the Temperance card here, pile number 3, there's definitely a sense of regulation, almost moderation. When it comes to the 7 of Cups, I definitely feel that, oh, perhaps there's been a project in the back of your mind, a new idea, a new inspiration, with the Pentacles coming up after. It's like something you've been thinking about for a while, something you've been perhaps dreaming of, something that, yeah, a beautiful dream of yours, a beautiful idea, whatever it is. And I just feel like that you've been picturing it over and over and over again in your imagination, in your mindscape. The 7 of Cups is a very dreamy card. And there's definitely a sense of like almost choice paralysis for how this vision could, whichever direction this vision could go. 7 of Cups is also about the fact that we got plenty of options. Jane, do you feel that, yeah, it's like, it's a beautiful idea that you have, but there are plenty of ways in which it could be done and realized. Except you haven't picked any so far. And the Temperance card is definitely making me feel there is a sense of regulation currently happening in your life, in the sense that it's time to take an action. It's your sign to take an action. Yeah, and I'm really strongly sensing this sense of choice paralysis, of like, yeah, but what choice will be the best one? And the simple answer to this question is the one you choose. You know, it's a matter also of, I feel like, coming a little bit, there's a sense of, yeah, this regulation here. It's like we're in our minds like, we need this project to work, we need this project to go this way. In our gut we feel all these emotions, I want to feel this way, I want to feel that way, but it's like it's like, where's the center? Spirit is definitely inviting you to come back to your center here, to reorganize all of that scattered energy. The Temperance card is definitely here, yeah, calling for balance and feeling centered, understanding that there are things for you to understand and things for you to just surrender. You do not know what is the 100% best route to it, so you just start, and you know that if it turned out not to be the best option, you will be naturally redirected onto the best route. But the issue here is that you're not going forward. It's like, I genuinely do feel that it matters not what path you choose. What matters is that you start walking, literally. I feel like it's a pretty straightforward message, but one that needs to be heard. It's like, you need to get walking. And there's definitely a sense like, I genuinely feel that there is excitement and passion for what you're dreaming of, but it's like, I want to be sure to not mess it up. And it's like, you cannot mess it up if you start walking. Yeah, but what if, what if, what if? The what ifs you do not have the answer to. The what if will answer themselves along the way. But it's like staying in this place at the crossroad and just pondering about what road may be the better option will not bring you anything anymore. It's like the space you're in hasn't got anything to offer you anymore. It's like you just need to start walking now. You just need to start having fun, even if it turns out not to be the best option. I generally feel like there's some of you who are like, yeah, but if I take one path, I feel like it's gonna be almost keeping me imprisoned in that path for a very long time, and I'm not gonna be able to change. And what if it turns out it wasn't the best? Yet again, you're asking yourself too many questions and making too many false assumptions. You're assuming that that the universe works one way. Well, it's very cute, darling, but I think the universe knows how it works, and doesn't need you to tell it. The universe doesn't need you to tell it how it works. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, please accept this humbling message, realizing that no, you're not the one meant to make it all work. It works. You just need to start walking right now and to stop asking yourself these questions. I genuinely feel that, yeah, you're scattered between the mind and the gut. You're weighted in the heart center now. It's like, come back to center, take a few deep breaths, take time for yourself to listen to your breaths throughout the day. It's like you have to trust the vision now. You have to trust the desire. It will not become anything for as long as you're keeping it within your hands. It's like you have to release it for it to become something. It's like, I'm saying, like a mother, an overprotective mother who refuses to let go of their child into the world. The child wants to explore the world. The child wants to become someone they're dreaming of becoming. Will they become someone they're dreaming of becoming? Chances are they are going to become someone even better. Do they know how they're going to become this person they're dreaming of becoming? Of course not. But being a child, they're just completely aware and accepting the fact that they don't know. But it's like, how the heck are they supposed to become whomever they're meant to be if the mother will not allow it? It's like, you have to let it go. Your dream, your vision cannot become anything for as long as you're keeping it stuck within your hands. So now you just let it go, you trust it, and you start walking. Whatever path you choose, just choose the one that feels the most inspiring right now, if they all seem to be equal, you know? But yeah, there's definitely a calling to act, to start walking, to trust yourself, to trust the vision. This vision was put in your heart for a reason, and the universe knows how it's gonna happen, so just trust it. And in the meanwhile, please come back to your center. With the Six of Pentacles, there's definitely a sense of togetherness. I'm definitely sensing that perhaps your idea involves multiple people, but not necessarily the case for everyone. But more generally, I generally feel that you're not alone on this one. As in, Six of Pentacles, you're definitely supported, both by God, the universe, source, whatever, and people around you who are inspired by, who feel inspired as much as you are by your idea, by your vision. It's like, you're gonna meet a lot. If you don't see it right now, you're going to meet a lot of support along the way, and that is beautiful. But yet again, it's like, these people will not know of that for as long as you keep it inside, for as long as you keep it within your hands. If you don't let it go, no one will know about it. But yeah, it definitely feels like there's a lot of support that you'll be experiencing along the way. So there's not a lot to be fearing right now. The Page of Pentacles is definitely making me feel like it's perhaps something new to you, or if this kind of project is not new to you, perhaps the way you're doing it today feels new. The pages definitely brings this energy of newness, of new cycle, new chapter, new beginning, new whatever you want. But yeah, it feels like something very precious to your heart, something that you're tackling in a way that you never have before. And it feels like so precious, so beautiful, and it's just like, please don't screw it up by keeping it trapped within your hands. Please allow this child to grow up, and don't prevent their growth by being overprotective. That's what I'm hearing. Because I genuinely feel that this idea, this project, this dream that you have is so beautiful, but it needs space to be able to express itself. It needs space in order to happen. So yeah, definitely feels quite a simple message, but a pretty straightforward one. Is like, please give it space, please start acting on it, and in the meanwhile, keep yourself in your center. I'm gonna bring out some oracle cards to have more precisions, perhaps. But I generally feel that Spirit totally do believe in you. It's like, for as long as you believe in yourself, Spirits are like, yeah, you got this. The only thing that would prevent you from achieving that which you're dreaming of is your doubts, basically, at this point. Because all the doors feel open to me. So that is a nice thing. Only two? Well, only two. Okay, that's enough, I guess. Befriend that will polarize and find a secret. Oh, these are interesting, actually. Befriend the word polarize. In which context? I genuinely do feel that, yeah, there is the sense of back and forth, of pulling and tugging within yourself, as in, it almost feels like you don't fully trust the process. And that's okay. I get it. But yeah, genuinely feel like there is this precious dream of yours that you're wanting to build, but you care so much about it and you don't trust the dream itself. It's not you don't trust, I don't know if it's because you also don't trust yourself to be able to make it happen, although that's not really what I'm getting here. It's like you have this beautiful dream, but it's like you don't want to let it go. You don't want to give it space because it almost feels like in your perspective that if you let it go, well, nothing's going to happen. There's definitely a sense of not trusting here. That's perhaps why I was feeling such an emphasis on trust in this card. From the word polarize. There's definitely an invitation to be exploring your relationship with trust relative to this. One thing that will open the path is definitely coming to your center, because right now in this state where you are scattered between the mind and the gut, you will not see the situation clearly for what it is, definitely. You need a clear space to be able to see what is going on, and that will only be found within the heart. So you have to take the time to, yet again, take these deep breaths and tune into yourself and come back to your center. That is very important right now, because it feels like, yeah, there's a little bit of a confusion thing going on here. And there's definitely, I almost feel like, yeah, there is a relationship with, oh, boop the camera. There's a relationship with trust, which is unfolding here. But perhaps this isn't something that feels like it's meant to be unfolding right now in this moment. This is more something that you'll be figuring out along the way, I feel. But there's definitely, yeah, this invitation of being acutely aware of where you are putting yourself in the way. Especially when it comes to the trusting the process factor of it. Being aware of it and going into it with this awareness. It's like, it's okay if you don't have it all figured out. You're not meant to have everything figured out. That's okay. This is something that will make itself known in due time. This is something that you will understand and will know how to handle, best heal, if that's what we're talking about, in due time. But right now you're not asked to resolve this. You're just asked to be aware of it, so as to not put yourself in your own way when it comes to the trusting of the process. And find your sacred flow. There's definitely a sense, there's a bit of a tangent here, but the project that you're having, I feel that for some of you it's quite a unique project. For some of you it's something which is, which has been seen and seen again. That's not the point, but I'm definitely sensing that there is a stems from the trust as well. I see now. It's like there's a sense of, we have this beautiful dream and we're wanting to make it so that we feel a certain way, we feel amazing, we feel beautiful, we feel on top of it, we feel whatever, really, that's your dream, your beautiful dream. But there's also the mind getting in the way, as in, if I want it to work, I need it to make it happen the same way this person or that person made it happen. I'm really sensing that there are people around you, or not necessarily around you, but people you're aware of who have already made happen something, if not the exact same, something similar to you. And perhaps you're in this mindset of, I have to do it the way they did it. And here I got a little bit of a warning. First of all, because your thing is unique and is not necessarily exactly the same as theirs, and as such may not take the exact same route. Secondly, you are not the same as them. So taking them as sources of inspiration is definitely a beautiful thing, but trigger warnings when it comes to making it, using someone else's life to dictate yours, because that feels like a pretty bad way to start. It's to understand that this is your life, this is your dream, this is your project, and it may not happen the way it happened for other people. It may, as much as it may not. Yet again, it's like, I feel like there's a sense of not really trusting it, and as such, coping with this lack of trust through something which is familiar, as in someone that we may or may not know who's already made it happen, and copying exactly what they did. And yet again, it's like, inspiration is okay. Perhaps things that you are looking to when it comes to this person will work for you. Don't get upset when you realize that not everything works for you, because yet again, it's like, we're not the same. I'm getting an example here. It's like someone wanting to start their business and they've never done it before, and so they will look up to people who have already created businesses. And it's like, they will get inspired that, yes, they need to do their communication a certain way, they need to do this a certain way, and there are obviously some commonalities between all businesses, especially when you start. Is like, there are certain things that you need to do in order to bring up your business up. And it's like, yes, it's true, but the way you do it will not necessarily be the same as they did, because there is a lot of variability, a lot of, we're not the same people. We do not work intrinsically the same way. So of course there are things which will be alike. If we're talking about building up a business, it's like, of course there are some big lines which will be very similar to anyone who's wanting to build a new business, of course. But the specifics of how it's done, don't expect it to be exactly the same. And if you do that, don't be surprised if it doesn't work. I'm generally feeling it's like, this is your life, this is your dream, and as such, it will not be like someone else's, just by virtue of you being you. I hope it makes sense. So that's why it's like, taking inspiration, definitely, it may be very useful, but don't copy, because it's not going to work. It's never going to work. Especially if that's a project that you're wanting to sustain in the long term. Depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, there's definitely this warning of, please find your sacred flow and not someone else's, because your life is unique, your life is beautiful. Please don't try to make it the same way someone else's did. It's not going to work out for you. You're going to burn yourself out very quickly, I'm hearing. So yeah, a bit more of a straightforward reading, this one, but very interesting nonetheless. I hope it was useful. I hope it was beneficial. I hope you found some, useful information. They feel a little better. My apologies. But yeah, thank you so much for having shared space with me today. It was an honor to be reading about your energy. Yet again, very interesting reading. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. I'd love to read about if it resonated, if it was useful, whatever are your thoughts. I'd love to read about it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you there. I'm wishing you all the best with this project, whatever it is, however it ends up happening, as much excitement as there is behind it. And yeah, I'm gonna see you in my next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.